My 38F husband, 38 meters, of 8 years was inappropriate with another woman on vacation. Me, F38, and my husband, M38, are on a tropical vacation. First time without kids in forever, so we have been indulging more with drinking and partying than we would ever do regularly. It has been so long. And I obviously didn't know my limitations properly. I ended leaving the swim-up bar with my husband and he was helping me with some water on the beach. I remember struggling to even swallow the water and then laying down on the beach chair. About an hour later I wake up and my husband is nowhere near. I walk around looking for him and find him in the pool, pressed up against another woman. He sees me. I hear the woman say, "Is that your girlfriend?" But I didn't stick around. I just left for the restroom. He got out and was waiting for me when I left. Typical response of, "She was pushing up against me, and whatever." He said sorry, but it doesn't feel like enough. I already know I am done drinking and I wasn't drinking responsibly. I feel embarrassed and hurt. I am aware that the woman was from a different resort, so it isn't likely that there will be future run-ins. I guess what I am looking for is help on what to do next. I am lacking the ability to know what I need to hear or see to move on from this. I already gave him the lecture about how dumb he was. And how he probably should have been watching over me at the beach. Because I was also dumb. And not making his move in another location. Reddit, what would you do? How would you get back to being good in your relationship? Mild infidelity aside, I find it a bright glowing huge red flag that he left you on a beach chair alone in the state that you were in. I can't imagine leaving my wife on a beach chair so I can go continue partying and talk up a random woman. Any other red flags you've missed before this huge disrespect? Now you know how he acts when he thinks you're not watching. Terrifying that he would leave you asleep, passed out in public. Especially so he can what? Stand really close to another woman in the pool? Shows absolutely zero care about not only your relationship, but your physical safety. I wouldn't be able to trust him after that. But it has nothing to do with the woman. While it's irresponsible to get that drunk, him leaving you passed out on the beach is unacceptable. That could have ended so badly. I see that you are only interested in moving past this versus changing your relationship status. Only you know what you need to move on from this. Is it couples counseling? Individual counseling? Both? Or do you two need to have a heart-to-heart? Or do you just need time to pass? It's all about your needs and what your husband is willing to do. If he's blaming the other person, I wouldn't expect much. How did the other chick know who you were? And she called you his girlfriend. So your husband lied about being married. YTF were they pressed together? You don't do that. And you don't leave your spouse passed out on a beach alone. You could have been taken advantage of or worse. I'd leave and head home early. This was probably the first time you saw him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a cheater. I would never leave my wife, mother of my children, passed out drunk on a beach chair by herself surrounded by people I don't know in a place we're not familiar with. I wouldn't do that in our backyard either. What the hell was your husband thinking, lol? No level of intoxication justifies that. Your profile has you referring to an ex-husband less than a year ago, and in this post you say, you've been married to this man for 8 years. Were you once in the process of divorcing him? You deserve so much better than someone that would leave you alone while passed out. He sounds like a routine cheater who got caught. I don't think you've considered how big of a betrayal of trust it was for your husband to leave you alone on that beach. You were unconscious. Anything could have happened to you. You were in a foreign country and you were extremely intoxicated. You should have been his first priority. If you want to move forward with the relationship, I would make it very clear to him that if in future this type of situation occurs, he should stay with you to look after you. He shouldn't go off flirting with other women. I'm not sure what he said to the other woman involved, but it was enough for her to say, "Are you his girlfriend?" Which means that A, he didn't tell her he was married, and B, he was definitely, without a doubt, hitting on her. You need to let him know that he has to respect you enough to not act like he is a single man, waltzing about on vacation like he has no cares in the world. You should have been his priority in those moments, and sadly, you weren't. I'm sorry. I personally couldn't look past this, but I understand that you don't want to break up your family. I would have a very firm conversation with him about boundaries. Your boundaries. His boundaries. Boundaries with other women, aka strangers. And I would also ask him why he thought it was okay to leave you on that beach chair. So, is this a different husband than the one you reference having a divorce settlement and child support agreement with less than a year ago? We can see your comments, even if you delete the post from legal advice. I'm going to be honest here. I think you came to vent and not for constructive advice. Constructive advice would be telling you to leave an incredibly unhealthy relationship for the sake of yourself and your children, subjecting them as well as you to blatant disrespect and disregard of your safety and well-being. You are incredibly lucky someone didn't try to hurt you while he was gone. Honestly, it's even worse to me that he left you alone and vulnerable on a beach chair when you could barely even drink water. You could have aspirated your own vomit, been robbed or assaulted, or even just gotten horribly sunburned. He cheated on you for sure. But what's worse to me is that he left you in danger to do it. You're blaming yourself for drinking too much instead of your husband for taking advantage of you in your vulnerable state. Yeah, this would be a relationship ending for me. If you didn't wake up when you did, he would have probably slept with her, leaving you his wife, unconscious, in an unknown country, where anyone could have taken advantage of you. I would tell him that you will be spending the remainder of the vacation alone to explore, etc. And when you get back, he can leave. To me, this is not mild or forgivable. He left you alone, drunk and unconscious? I wouldn't leave even my worst enemy like that. It's a recipe to get assaulted. He didn't care about your safety. You should expect more from a husband. The fact he didn't take you to your room so you could sleep it off and be safe would be something I would want to break up over. The fact he left you in a vulnerable state like that to go cheat is disgusting. I would hire a private investigator when I got home. Why would you want to stay with someone who would do this to you? Question mark. Likely not the first time. Just the first time he got caught. And his immediate reaction was to lie. I'm so sorry you are in this situation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.